Hey all, it's Ricki Heller from rickiheller.com. I'm a writer, book coach, and editor, and I help you to get that book written so that you can be done with your manuscript and share your message with the world. So I've been talking about different ways that we can work together. And today I want to move on to book coaching, which I have to admit is kind of my favorite way to work with people, primarily because it's the most collaborative and I get to know people one-on-one. We spend the most time one-on-one together. So I actually really get to dive deep with my clients. And I just love that. So if you think of any kind of coaching, like if an athlete has a coach, the coach is the person who helps them to reach their potential more quickly and more effectively. And it's exactly the same with a book coach. We help you to write your book more quickly and more effectively so that your book's message can hit its target in a better way. So, some of the things that fall into book coaching, what you would expect, of course, is your writing of the book. So oftentimes we start with what I call a book builder session, and this will depend on whether you've already planned out the whole book or you've maybe even started writing the book. But for a lot of people, when they come into the beginning of the process, they're not 100% clear on the structure of the book, what their thesis is, specifically their target, their message. So we work together for a 3 hour session. Sometimes it's split up into two halves where we really iron out the entire structure of the book so that you are 100% clear before you start to write on what it is you're writing about, who you're writing for, why you're writing this book, and how it is going to proceed. And you'll be amazed at how much that helps you on those days where you go to sit down and you might not even feel like writing, but if you have this structure, this plan, table of contents, call it what you will, in front of you, it makes it so much more easy to do because you know exactly where you have to go. So we iron that out first, but then the actual process usually takes between 3 and 6 months. And again, it depends where you are in the beginning. And we meet sometimes every 2 weeks, sometimes every week, depending on the client. And you write, and in between, you send me work and I will provide written feedback and suggestions on what you've written. So this works on two levels. There's the written feedback and suggestions, which you get every time you send me those pages. But also the purpose of our live meetings is for us to, we can go through that stuff if that's something that you want to do. But more often than not, the purpose of the live sessions is to help you move forward for the next time. So we might talk about what are some of the challenges you've been having, what are some of the hurdles, if you've been having writer's block, whatever it is. If you're not sure what direction to take in this next section of the memoir, we can talk through what it is you're planning on writing and how best to approach that. So really my job in those sessions is to help you to focus in on what is going to move the needle forward most for you and in the fastest way possible. So that's really one of the things that we do in our live sessions. And I love those because, like I said, it's our chance to talk to each other. And of course, this is all confidential. So for some people, memoirs can be very personal. So this is a way to talk through the material with someone who is objective outside of it and who can help you to craft something that's really going to work well. So that's the writing aspect of it. And we also, depending on what kind of feedback you want, because I have almost 30 years experience as a college English professor, helping people to improve the writing quality that they have, I can help you with that as well. So that's one of the things that we do. Also, we one of the things that book coaching is really good for is accountability. So I don't know about you, but in my case, I'm great. I'm pretty good at, setting up a very disciplined writing space, but I find I do so much better and I get more produced more quickly if I do have accountability. So colleagues and I are joking about this all the time, how if we have a deadline for someone else, we always meet that deadline. If we have a deadline for ourselves, it's a little more iffy, right? So if you have a book coach and you have deadlines built into your work together, that is really going to motivate you to be accountable, to keep writing, to get it done, and get it done on time. So it's a beautiful way to keep you writing through the process. And you will be absolutely amazed at how much you can get written when you have a regular schedule, whether it's every day or not, depending on what works for you. That's part of what we do in the book coaching. We iron out a schedule that works for you, but you'll be amazed at how much you can get done over a specific period of time when you are consistent. And so book coaching helps you to be consistent. Instead of just writing on a random Saturday where you happen to have 2 hours while the kids are at soccer or whatever it may be, and then you don't get back to it for a month. With book coaching, you're writing regularly, and it also keeps your writing muscles working. So, anytime you exercise a muscle, it's going to get stronger and stronger. And so the more you often you write and the more you write, the easier it becomes and the better you become at it. So that's something you want to keep going as consistently as possible. A book coach can help you there too and provide the kind of feedback that you want. It keeps you on track, it keeps you focused, it keeps you motivated, and so that you can actually get the book done in the time that you have allotted to it. If you know why you're writing the book and you're focused on that, you're going to find that you feel so much more motivated. And so that's something this does for you too. It allows you to keep your why top of mind so that you have a reason to keep writing. And when I work with people in book coaching, the other thing that just from the coach's perspective that I love, love, love to see is the evolution of the person as a writer and as a person. Because as you delve into your content, and because this content means so much to you, it's actually going to affect you as a human being to evolve and to grow and to dig into this content for yourself and for your audience. There's nothing quite as fulfilling as seeing that personal growth that comes out of this. And then once the book is out in the world, you'll be able to see how your message affects other people. And even if it's one person, it's incredible to know how much of an impact that can have on you. I literally this morning read a story about James Doohan, who played Scotty on the original Star Trek. And apparently, he got an email from a fan who was depressed. And he said to her, she didn't say she was going to commit suicide, I don't think, but he could sense that she was very close to the end. She was very, very depressed and felt she had nothing to live for. And he said to her, I want to see you at the next Star Trek convention. I want to see you there. And that gave her enough motivation to go. And for 8 years, this continued where he kept saying to her, I want you to be there. I want you to be there. And after 8 years, she told him that he had saved her life. And he said it was one of the most meaningful things he ever did in his whole life. Pardon me, I'm getting emotional about this, because it was just one person, but it was a life that he had affected so profoundly that she decided to continue living and became a very productive person who went to university and of course continued to stay in touch with him over time. Even if your book and your message influences and touches one person, it could be that you are saving someone's life, and that alone makes it worthwhile. So those are some of the things we do together when we coach. I would love to work with you. I love learning about all the different topics that my clients write about. I love meeting all these amazing writers. So if you're interested in book coaching, that is, as I said, it's a 3 or 6 month package that we work together. It's a very close co-creation of your book. And of course, I provide all the feedback and suggestions that I can. Ultimately, the choice is always yours, what you want to include in your book or not, or how you want to approach the topic. But I love to see it become a full structured manuscript and build on it as you go, as you build this book. So if you're interested in learning more about that and how we can create this book together, just shoot me an email at ricki@rickiheller.com, or sign up for a free clarity call. I'm going to put the link in the show notes below here, and I would absolutely love to hear from you. If you have any other questions about book coaching, what that involves, again, you can just leave a comment and I will answer them all here. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you again with more information next time.